Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sammy for those of you who are new. I'm the owner of Strength by Sammy, which is a women's health coaching company. I'm a bikini physique athlete and I'm a registered dietitian. Today's episode is going to be all about me being 11 weeks out from stage while going on a little vacation for my birthday, how I stay on track, what I bring for food, and everything that involves being in a bikini prep while being away for the weekend. So let's get into this episode. Okay, so we're on our way to Lake George. Austin is driving because he's really the MVP. He always drives. I love it. We are going now. We just hit the grocery store, so we got tons of groceries and tons of other stuff as well. I'm going to be sharing specifically things I'm bringing, mostly high protein, macro-friendly foods, low-calorie snacks such as like cucumber, carrots, etc. Also bringing some other like high protein foods. I brought like tuna, we made some chicken, we bought some turkey burgers, egg whites for the morning, and yeah, I'll share with you guys all the food I'm going to be eating while I'm gone. We did hit the gym this morning because we won't have a gym while we're there. We will be going for a hike. I'm probably going to go for a run. Austin might join me on my run if he's not too hungover. And kidding.
I run more than you.
He does run more than me. And so yeah, so we'll be keeping you guys updated on what we do while we're there. Being on prep and being on vacation is very hard. Luckily, we have a full access to a kitchen, so that's gonna be awesome, and I can track macros to a T. Okay, so we just got to the campsite. I don't even know if you can hear me because my dad's already got the music blaring. We're currently setting up some of our gear. We have the RV, which is what we're staying in. Again, that's where I'm getting all my cooking and microwavable food, which is great. Otherwise, this would be definitely a hassle being on prep. Okay, so since we've been here, I've already I had a tuna sandwich on the way here with low-calorie bread, which I showed earlier. I've also had some protein Quest chips, which these are pretty good. I've never had them before, but they're about 20 grams of protein and I think like 5 grams of carbs, so pretty awesome. I'll share with you guys what the macros are. And then I'm making turkey burgers right now, which I'm also gonna have on my low-calorie bread. Really just trying to eat as close to everyone else, but also being very conscious of eating lower calorie, leaner protein sources, and staying within my 1,700 calories while I'm here. Tonight, we're just gonna kind of hang around, have a fire, do some cooking. We shut my dad's music off and he's freaking out, so that I can do my YouTubing. And then tomorrow morning we have whitewater rafting, which I'm gonna do my best to film for you guys. It's gonna be a very busy day, so I'm gonna be taking lots of snacks with me. Tonight, I think I already said this, but I have about 20 more grams of protein to eat, about 60 more grams of carbs, and like 10 more grams of fat. I'll try to film a couple other things what I'm eating. I just went for a walk. If I'm not at my 12,000 steps, I will be going for another walk tonight. The campground we're at isn't too big, so it's pretty easy to do laps around. I'm gonna try to get a run in the morning before we go whitewater rafting. So we're getting in some steps right now. I have about 4,000 steps to end the night. Just drinking some water to stay hydrated. And then when I get back, I have a little bit more for carbs, protein, and fats to go. I'll share with you guys what my macros are for the day. And that's it for tonight, and then whitewater rafting in the morning. Good morning, we just got up. Austin right now is finishing up breakfast. I'm eating about 200 grams of egg whites, 2 slices of turkey bacon, and then 2 slices of just low-calorie toast. We're going to be heading to whitewater rafting very soon, and then bringing some snacks along the way, getting a coffee at Dunkin', drinking just black, a hot Americano because I don't want anything that's going to have any calories that I can't track. Stay tuned for some snacks and from clips for whitewater rafting. So we just finished up from whitewater rafting. Unfortunately, I didn't get any videos because they didn't really recommend we take our phones. It was a lot of water. We jumped off a big rock, went through like tons of rapids. It was really fun. Very cold at some points, but we had a pretty nice day, no rain, so that was awesome. I'm gonna share some pictures here with what it looked like. We went with a group of, I think 7 was total, 3 of us, and then a few other people along the way, which was awesome. For lunch, they gave us chicken salad sandwiches. I didn't bring the food that I packed for snacks, so I'm gonna do a rough estimate on tracking here because obviously it's not gonna be perfect. Essentially, it was a chicken salad tortilla wrap, so I'll estimate roughly how much chicken salad and then mayonnaise was in it because those are going to be like the higher calorie, higher protein items, and then an estimate on what the tortilla bread was as well. And then I had a slice of watermelon, and we're heading home now. I'm going to do my best to track that and then kind of figure out my macros for the rest of the day. Probably gonna eat back at the campground, but we might go out to dinner. If we do, I'll usually look at the menu ahead of time to kind of get an idea what's gonna fit my macros. So far, all I've really had is breakfast, so I have a lot of calories still for the rest of the day. So we just got back from whitewater rafting. We all showered, got ready. I had just some rice and chicken, a little bit bigger portion of chicken than normal to like kind of meet up with the protein. I'm a little low on protein, but now I'm out to about 100 grams. So I have about 40 more grams to go tonight, which is going to be pretty easy to do. We did turkey burgers last night, so I'm probably just going to have another one of those. And then I think my carbs are about 60 under, so not too bad for today. We're going to go downtown shopping a little bit. I'll try to take some clips and share the downtown Lake George area for anyone who's never gone. I love it. I've been coming here since I was a kid. Do some shopping, maybe get a coffee or two, and then head back. And then tomorrow we're going to be going for a very long hike for my birthday. Tomorrow is actually my birthday, and for what I wanted to do on my birthday, obviously I'm on prep. Not that I'm a big drink and like dinner person anyways, but I really wanted to go for a big hike and get some brunch, get some coffee, walk around the lake. Like, that's just how I wanted to spend it. This place is kind of a disaster, but I'll give you guys a little quick tour of the RV I'm staying in. So this is where my boyfriend and I are staying. So this is the loft above the driver part. Then we have the lovely kitchen, which is a disaster, but we're getting all our cooking in here. So yeah, kitchen, and obviously next to the kitchen we have the fridge, which is where all our stuff is like meal prepped. Obviously my parents are staying with us, or we're staying with them, so we have a lot of their stuff in here as well. Clearly tons of alcohol, none of it that I'll be drinking. This is the master bedroom through that way. Coffee maker, essential of course, toaster, little couch and table area. This is a little view of our site. So we're right on the river, which is awesome. We're not actually on the lake. I've definitely stayed on the lake in the past, but it's really pretty. Obviously can't see too much because of the trees. Today was a rest day for me, so other than obviously my steps and hitting macros, I didn't have too much to do. Just still have to get my steps in. They are very low. We were on the river from like, I want to say like 9:30, 10 a.m. to about 3 o'clock. So a lot of sitting, even though we were active and we were rowing, it doesn't exactly translate to steps. If I wanted to, I could probably convert that somehow, but I don't actually have any measurement of like how much I was rowing. So I'm only about 4,000 steps right now, but going downtown, like I said earlier, we're going to get tons of steps doing that. So we just got back from the village. I'm wearing my new Jeep shirt that I got. I drive a Jeep and, you know, I gotta represent. So I had a shrimp salad at dinner. I really wanted the ahi tuna nachos, but that was like 37 grams of fat and I am already high in fat today. I think I've said in an earlier video, like I naturally just eat a higher fat diet. So when I eat and I don't track, I tend to go for things that are more fat. And the sandwiches we had while whitewater rafting were really high in fat because they had like mayonnaise, dressing, etc. in them. And I really tried to overcalculate so I wasn't too high on my calories. Therefore, right now I'm a little bit under on my protein because all I had was like a shrimp salad. But that also had a little bit higher fat. So I am about 15 grams over on my fat for the day. However, to make sure that I'm not over on my calories, I still hit my protein regular and I take the calories from my fat away from my carbohydrates. So I'm supposed to eat about 190 grams of carbs. I'm gonna eat about 150, 160 grams of carbs to take away the calories that I gained from eating my extra fats. Tomorrow we'll be back on track. We are going home and we're only doing one meal out, so it should be a lot easier to track. Unfortunately, my step count is still only about 6,000. So right now my boyfriend and I are gonna go for a nice, probably hour-long walk to get another 6,000 steps in. And then bright and early we'll be hiking tomorrow. Good morning. So we are on our last day of our trip, Sunday. It's my birthday today. So we just woke up, we had a big breakfast, so like egg substitutes, turkey, bacon, toast, and then we're going to be going to Prospect Mountain for a nice long hike. I think it's going to be about 2.5 hours or so, which is also going to double as my cardio for the day, but about an hour of that is not going to count towards my steps, considering I was supposed to do an hour of cardio anyways, so I will have to minus some of the steps during my hike, but some of the steps will count. After we go on the hike, we're gonna try to get some brunch. We are having a little bit later start to our day, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to get anywhere, so we might end up having lunch somewhere, get a coffee in town, maybe walk around a little bit, and then head back to the campsite for the Patriots games tonight, and then we'll be heading home later today. How you doing back there?
Good.
Doing dandy. We're almost at the top, I think. So we just made it to the top. Austin's in the background over there looking at the view. It was 100 times steeper than we thought it was going to be. And not that it was bad, just we were not prepared. We did this in running shoes, and the trail we went up was pretty much like a little waterfall with a lot of like wet, slippery rocks. So we're going to kind of walk the paved trail on the way back for most of it, and then hike halfway down once we get past that steeper part. Definitely getting some hiking shoes this upcoming weekend. But yeah, this is the top. It's a little foggy, unfortunately, due to the rain. I'll try to get some better clips of the view. So the view is definitely well worth the hike. Honestly, after doing this hike, I haven't done one in a while. Austin and I are really just motivated to get more hikes in. I'd love to get more outdoor cardio in, especially being in prep. Running isn't the best for me because it takes longer for me to recover. So more hiking videos coming soon. I didn't take too many videos downtown, but we walked around the lake so you can get an idea of what it looked like. We did have lunch and got some coffees, and then just kind of walked around. I got myself a new crystal keychain and had ourselves a really good rest of our day. All right, so just to kind of recap with you guys what was hard, what was challenging, what I did well going into my little 3-day vacation while being on prep. So I definitely planned ahead with the protein. Protein was easy. I hit it every single day. You saw through my video how I was hitting it pretty much to a T. Being on vacation, definitely fats were a lot higher than they would normally be. That might have been because I was grabbing something last minute or didn't plan too much ahead, and also a few meals out. So I think I had a total of 3 meals that I did not make. One was the chicken salad while I was whitewater rafting. One was the shrimp salad I had, and then one was the breakfast lunch that I had, which was like a turkey sandwich. That being said, those few meals out, in addition to being higher in fats, were also higher in sodium. So I did measure myself today, just my weight, nothing really else because I want to wait a few days. But I am at 124. So before, I think it was last week, I was at 121, almost breaking the high teens. However, due to being out, water intake not being great, and sodium being high, I am a little higher. Now that does not mean I gained 3 pounds in the matter of 2 days when I only ate 3 meals out, and I tracked them and I over tracked them. What tends to happen when you're on vacation is you get some water retention. 1, your salt intake usually goes up. Like I said, I ate a lot of stuff that has higher salt than I normally would eat. 2, the last day of my trip, my water intake was not great. I didn't prepare enough for the hike. I only brought one 16-ounce water bottle, and that's all I drank until about 3 o'clock. I also had a coffee, and then I also had a Celsius because I had a lot of programming to do last night. So my caffeine intake was very high, my water intake not so much. So hydration status was not great. And then again, just not being in your own environment, everything's gonna kind of be off. So I'm just gonna give myself a few days to adapt from that and then redo measurements. You guys will see them next week, and I guarantee I will probably be in the 118, 119 range, if not a little bit lower, because everything is very intense. Now I am 10 weeks out. So I did this little vacation, 1 for my birthday, but 2, because I was very far out. I probably wouldn't do anything like this anywhere after 8 weeks out. It just is a lot of too much wiggle room there, and cravings start to kick in. So it's a little bit harder to be strict. Right now I'm so far out and I'm still in a decent calorie range. I don't have too many cravings. I don't want to give in. It's pretty easy for me to stay on track, but as I get closer and closer and closer, I'm gonna wanna cheat, I'm gonna wanna eat some sweets, I'm gonna wanna have all those bad things. So I don't really wanna put myself in an environment that is going to allow me to have them easier. Next video I do will be me almost 9 weeks out, which is crazy because I like to start my preps at about 20 weeks out. So 9 weeks out is insane, more than halfway there. I will be sharing more posing because I have been practicing a little bit more, getting some feedback from my coach, as well as some stricter things as I go through this week into next week. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you learned something about prepping while being on vacation. Definitely not an easy thing to do, but something that is doable if you plan ahead, and highly recommend having a kitchen. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks again for watching.